the Chevrolet Corvette Rondine, a one-of-a-kind car that blends American muscle with Italian style. This special Corvette was created in 1963 by the famous Italian design house Pininfarina, known for their work with luxury brands like Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. The story of the Corvette Rondine begins in the early 1960s. Chevrolet, part of General Motors, wanted to show off the versatility of their popular Corvette model on the global stage. They had just released the second-generation Corvette, known as the C2 or Sting Ray, which was already turning heads with its aggressive styling and innovative fiberglass body. But Chevrolet had bigger plans. They wanted to experiment with different styles to appeal to a wider range of car buyers, including those who appreciated European design. This led to an unusual collaboration between an American car manufacturer and an Italian design house, something that wasn't common at the time. Chevrolet approached Pininfarina with a bold request: take the new 1963 Corvette Sting Ray and reimagine it with European flair. The goal was to create a concept car that would showcase the best of both worlds, American power and European elegance. To lead this ambitious project, Pininfarina turned to Tom Charda, a talented American designer working for the company. Charda was already known for his work on various iconic European cars, and now he had the chance to put his stamp on an American classic. The team at Pininfarina started with the newly released 1963 Corvette Sting Ray platform, specifically the split-window coupe model. But instead of using fiberglass like the original Corvette, they chose to craft the body out of steel. This decision allowed them to shape more complex curves and body lines that were typical of European sports cars at the time. As the Rondine took shape, it became clear that this was no ordinary Corvette. The front of the car had a longer, sleeker appearance with a dramatically sloping nose. The grille was completely redesigned, featuring a horizontal layout with quad headlights, partially hidden under sculpted brows, a look that was more reminiscent of Italian sports cars than American muscle. The body sides were smoothed out, eliminating the distinctive side coves found on the production Corvette. This gave the Rondine a cleaner, more streamlined appearance from front to rear. At the back, the designers created a pinched design that resembled the Fiat 124 Sport Spider, another Pininfarina creation. The rear fenders were kicked up over the wheel arches, leading to a sleek tail with slim, horizontal taillights, a stark contrast to the Corvette's traditional round lights. Inside the Rondine, Pininfarina kept much of the original Corvette Sting Ray's interior layout, but added their own luxurious touches. The dashboard remained largely the same, but the materials and finishing were upgraded to give a more upscale feel. The door jambs were chromed, and the panels around them were decorated with intricate details. The seats were upholstered in bright white leather, making the cabin feel more spacious and elegant. Under the hood, the Rondine retained the Corvette's muscular heart. It was powered by the same 327 cubic inch 5.4-liter V8 engine found in the production model, capable of producing 360 horsepower. This power plant was paired with a 4-speed manual transmission, ensuring that the Rondine had the performance to match its striking looks. The Chevrolet Corvette Rondine made its grand debut at the 1963 Paris Motor Show. It shared the stage with the standard production 1963 Corvette Sting Ray, creating a striking contrast between American and European interpretations of a sports car. The Rondine was an instant hit, drawing attention and admiration from car enthusiasts and industry professionals alike. Despite its warm reception, the Rondine was destined to remain a one-off concept car. After its moment in the spotlight at the Paris Motor Show, it didn't go into production. Instead, it became a part of Pininfarina's private collection in Turin, Italy. For many years, the Rondine stayed largely out of the public eye, occasionally appearing in Pininfarina's museum exhibits as a testament to the unique collaboration between Chevrolet and the Italian design house. The Rondine story might have ended there, hidden away in a museum, if not for a surprising turn of events in 2008. That year, Pininfarina decided to sell the Corvette Rondine at the Barrett-Jackson auction in Scottsdale, Arizona. This decision brought the unique concept car back into the spotlight after decades of relative obscurity. The auction generated significant excitement among car collectors and Corvette enthusiasts. When the hammer fell, the Rondine had sold for an impressive $1.6 million to Michael Shudroff, a private U.S. collector. This price tag made it one of the most valuable Corvettes ever sold at the time, reflecting its rarity and historical significance. Since its sale, the Chevrolet Corvette Rondine has continued to make appearances at prestigious car events, including the famous Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. These showings have allowed a new generation of car enthusiasts to appreciate this unique blend of American engineering and Italian design. The Abarth 1500 Biposto, an amazing car that made its debut in 1952. The story of the Abarth 1500 Biposto begins in Italy, a country known for its passion for automobiles. In the early 1950s, two major players in the Italian automotive industry came together to create something extraordinary. These were Abarth, a company famous for enhancing the performance of small cars, and Bertone, a renowned Italian coach builder. The mastermind behind the Abarth 1500 Biposto's design was Franco Scaglione, a talented designer working for Bertone at the time. Scaglione was given the task of creating a car that would push the boundaries of automotive design. He started with the mechanicals of a Fiat 1400, but these were significantly modified by Abarth to improve performance. The name Biposto means two-seater in Italian, indicating the car's configuration. But it was the car's appearance that truly set it apart. The Abarth 1500 Biposto featured a sleek, aerodynamic body that was designed to maximize speed and stability. One of its most distinctive features was the central headlight, positioned in the middle of the front grille. This unusual design choice was inspired by the Tucker Torpedo, an American car that had experimented with a similar concept. The body of the Biposto was made from lightweight materials, a typical Abarth approach to enhance speed and maneuverability. The rear of the car sported pronounced fins, a design trend that was just emerging in the 1950s and would become more common in later years. Under the hood, the 1500 Biposto was powered by a 1.5-liter inline-4 engine. This engine was tuned by Abarth to deliver higher performance compared to the standard Fiat 1400 engine. The car featured a front-engine rear-wheel drive setup, which was common for sports cars of that era. It also boasted a unique exhaust system that gave the car a distinctive sound. The interior of the Abarth 1500 Biposto was minimalist, focusing on functionality rather than luxury. The dashboard was simple, featuring only essential instruments, and the seats were designed to be lightweight, complementing the car's overall construction. The 1500 Biposto made its grand debut at the 1952 Turin Motor Show in Italy. Its appearance at the show was significant, as it represented a new direction for car design, blending performance with futuristic styling. The car's impact was immediate, catching the eye of Packard, an American car manufacturer. Impressed by the Biposto's innovative design, Packard purchased the car and had it shipped to Detroit. There, it was studied by American designers who were inspired by its futuristic lines and aerodynamic features. This transatlantic journey of the Abarth 1500 Biposto highlights how it influenced both European and American automotive design. In a curious turn of events, the car was awarded to Dick Smith, a motoring journalist, in 1953. Smith had won the car by suggesting a new advertising slogan for Packard. This unusual prize demonstrates how automotive companies of the time used innovative methods to promote their brands. Smith drove the 1500 Biposto sparingly for the next 20 years before putting it into storage. The car then disappeared from public view for several decades, its existence largely forgotten by automotive enthusiasts. It wasn't until the early 2000s that the Abarth 1500 Biposto resurfaced, sparking renewed interest in this unique prototype. The car was purchased by Chris M. Drake, a well-known car collector and restorer. Drake spent 7 years meticulously restoring the Biposto to its original condition. This process involved sourcing original parts, carefully rebuilding the engine, and restoring the bodywork to match its 1952 presentation. The 1500 Biposto's design had a lasting impact on the automotive world. It's often cited as a precursor to the Alfa Romeo Bat series, which includes the Bat 5, Bat 7, and Bat 9. These cars, also designed by Franco Scaglione under Bertone, focused on exploring aerodynamic shapes to reduce drag and improve high-speed stability. After its restoration, the 1500 Biposto made a triumphant return to the public eye. In 2010, it appeared at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, one of the most prestigious classic car events in the world. There, it won the Gran Turismo Trophy, an award given to cars that display exceptional design and craftsmanship. The following year, the Biposto continued its winning streak, taking home the Best in Class award at the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance. It was also showcased at the Goodwood Cartier Style et Luxe event, further cementing its status as a significant piece of automotive history. Today, the Abarth 1500 Biposto is considered one of the most important one-off cars of the early 1950s. Its unique design, historical significance, and rarity make it a highly prized possession among car collectors. The car has even found a new audience through its inclusion in several Gran Turismo video games, allowing a new generation to experience this unique vehicle virtually. The Shelby Lone Star. In the late 1960s, the automotive world was changing rapidly. New safety regulations and emission standards were reshaping how cars were built. Amidst this shifting landscape, one man dared to dream big. That man was Carroll Shelby, a name synonymous with high-performance American cars. Shelby had already made his mark with the Shelby Cobra series. These lightweight, powerful machines dominated racing circuits and became icons of American automotive prowess. But as the 1960s drew to a close, Shelby's contract with Ford was ending. He needed something new, something that would carry his legacy forward. Enter the Shelby Lone Star, also known as the Cobra III. This car was Shelby's vision for the future, a bridge between raw power and modern standards. The Lone Star wasn't just another muscle car. It was a bold experiment blending American muscle with European finesse. To understand the Lone Star, we need to look at its origins. Shelby chose the Ford GT40 as his starting point. The GT40 was no ordinary car. It had conquered the legendary Le Mans 24 Hours race, beating Ferrari on its home turf. By using the GT40 chassis, Shelby was building on a proven foundation. But Shelby didn't want to simply copy the GT40. He wanted to create something unique, a car that could tear up the track and cruise comfortably on the street. To bring this vision to life, he partnered with John Wyre's workshop in England. Wyre knew the GT40 inside and out, making him the perfect collaborator for this ambitious project. The Lone Star's design was a departure from Shelby's previous work. Instead of the front-engine layout of the Cobra, the Lone Star featured a mid-engine design. This wasn't just for show. A mid-engine layout offers better weight distribution and handling, especially at high speeds. It was a setup more common in European sports cars, making the Lone Star a unique blend of American and European design philosophies. Under the hood, the Lone Star packed a punch. It was powered by a 289 cubic inch Ford V8 engine, capable of producing about 320 horsepower. This engine was paired with a ZF5 speed transaxle, a sophisticated piece of engineering that helped distribute the car's weight more evenly. The body of the Lone Star was crafted entirely from aluminum. This choice of material wasn't just about saving weight. It also improved the car's performance in every aspect, from acceleration to braking and cornering. The Lone Star's aerodynamic design was ahead of its time, rivaling cars decades newer. But creating a high-performance car wasn't Shelby's only challenge. The Lone Star also had to meet new U.S. safety regulations. These rules required features like a large front bumper, which added weight and complexity to the design. The headlights were also modified to comply with the new standards. Inside, the Lone Star was initially finished in white. However, when the car was shipped to Los Angeles for further development, the interior was changed to black. This wasn't just a cosmetic choice. Shelby hoped the darker interior would make the car more appealing to potential buyers. Despite its impressive specs and innovative design, the Shelby Lone Star faced significant hurdles. The late 1960s saw a wave of new regulations in the automotive industry. These rules, aimed at improving safety and reducing pollution, made it increasingly difficult for small manufacturers like Shelby American to compete. Shelby and his team hoped for a lifeline. They pinned their hopes on a bill in Congress that would exempt small manufacturers from some of these regulations, but the bill never passed, leaving Shelby in a difficult position. Another challenge was the Lone Star's price tag. In 1967, The car was listed for sale in Auto Week magazine for $15,000. That's equivalent to about $99,000 today, putting it out of reach for many potential buyers. While the car did sell, it wasn't enough to justify full-scale production. Faced with these challenges, Shelby made a difficult decision. The Lone Star project was abandoned. This wasn't just the end of a car, it marked a turning point in Shelby's career. Frustrated with the direction of the automotive industry, Shelby stepped back from car manufacturing. He spent several years in South Africa pursuing business ventures unrelated to automobiles. But what became of the Shelby Lone Star? The car that was built became a rare collector's item. Over the years, it changed hands among collectors and enthusiasts. Each owner contributed to the car's story, with one restoration effort reportedly taking nearly a decade to complete. Today, the Shelby Lone Star stands as a unique piece of automotive history. It represents a pivotal moment in the American car industry, caught between the desire for high-speed performance and the need to comply with new regulations. The Lone Star can sometimes be seen at classic car shows, where it continues to draw attention from enthusiasts.